Looking for is regional or international appeal. So it's not to say that we can't have a specific Indonesia focus, but there needs to be some core of what research is being done that the rest of the region or the rest of the world can say, how is this research meeting a gap in the literature, or in our case, from a publishing point of view, a gap in the market. Okay, what is coming out of Indonesia that is really going to captivate the rest of the world in that particular subject area? That being said, we publish across all subject areas, so to single out a specific subject discipline is not so important to us. I publish in politics, policy, international relations, population and demography studies across all social science. So regardless what your expertise or your subject focus is, I'm going to be interested. What I'm more interested in is what is the unique selling point of what you're doing. What are those 3 points that says this is the first book to do X, or I am one of the premier scholars in this area focusing on demography in Indonesia, for example. Okay, so I really want to see those 3 points coming through strongly when we're discussing what research you're doing and how we're going to take that book into translation. So for me, that's really important. Yeah, and basically I'm open to any proposals coming from Lipi that have those core elements there, yeah. And it can be a regional appeal as well. It doesn't have to be international, but within Southeast Asia. I'd also like to say that next year's London Book Fair is focused on Indonesia. It's the market focus. And I think this is really exciting, and yes, applause. I think this is exciting and is really indicative of the world is watching Indonesia and watching what kind of research is coming out of here, and also non-Western centric perspectives on Indonesia and Indonesian issues. So that's what we hope to do in the future.
Yeah, I think this is very great hear from you that is, for the next year's focus on Indonesia. So I want to ask to Ibu Rahmi. Ibu Rahmi, bagaimana tadi dikatakan unique selecting selling point. So, bagaimana Ibu Rahmi memilihnya untuk diusulkan kepada Springer? Karena saya pikir itu menjadi hal yang penting untuk dipahami oleh para peneliti.
I speak in bahasa Indonesia. Pada prinsipnya, jadi yang kami usulkan kepada Springer adalah buku-buku yang sudah terbit statusnya, sehingga biasanya kami masukkan ke dalam list katalog kami. Kami setiap periode tertentu merilis katalog in dual language, in English and also. So I send the prospective titles to Springer to be selected by them too. So we both of us make a selection about the topic. So, but all the topic that we deliver to Springer is already published by Lipi Press. And also dalam ini kami juga menyebutkan ada komitmen penulis. Jadi misalnya there is input or recommendation from the substantial reviewer that the manuscript should be revised or updated by the new data or information. If the author cannot be revised or cannot be put that commitment, so we cannot go on with that process.
If I may jump in here for a second, if we look at the 7 titles that we're signing in batch 2 of this agreement, you'll also notice that we're looking at quite current issues as well. So gender, we're signing 2 books in gender studies. We're looking at energy and poverty and the poverty index here in Indonesia. These are very current. And I think this is also what Rahmi is saying is, even if the book has been published, say 2015, 2016, there also needs to be assurance that the author's on board to make sure that that research is current. So from our newly signed authors for the co-publishing agreements, there is a bit of work to be done there, but as long as the authors are on board with that.
For your information, in Lipi Press, we have annual award for the best book. So it's one of criteria we select from that list of the best book. every year at least we have 5 best book. Then we can select it from that, and most of the book that co-published by you is from that list.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm still curious because one of the best book this year not really selected
Right.
by
Just an
by
exception.
Springer.
There is an exception.
This yeah,